Martin
Here.
and Laura Walker.
Here.
All right.
Very good. Y'all will join me as we stand for a moment of silence followed by the pledge. Daniel, if you lead us.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, all good. All right, we've got this is a special board meeting this evening. We've got a personnel hearing and some consideration for recommendations for personnel. Looks like, is Mr. Larry here yet?
I don't see him. I spoke with him before I left my office earlier, so.
All right. Is it okay if we
Yeah,
do the personnel first and come back to the other?
yeah,
All right, so we've got, is everybody okay with that?
yes.
Yeah, so before you, you have an addendum to the agenda. So I would entertain a motion to accept the addendum to add to the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. So we've got personnel recommendations in the packet and the new addendum. If there's any questions or discussion on any of that, that needs to be held in executive session.
Make a motion to move in executive session.
Okay. Any opposition to that? We'll move into executive session to discuss personnel. All right, call the meeting back to open session. So we've got a recommendation from Dr. Owa on the personnel agenda before us. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Got a motion and a second to approve as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. All right, everybody's here now?
Yes.
Very good. All right, so we'll go back to our personnel hearing, and I'll start by reading this statement that Mr. Richardson prepared for me. Thank you, sir. Like everyone to silence their communication devices. If you do receive a call, please step outside the room to carry on a conversation. This meeting is called for the purpose of hearing the grievance filed by Mr. Willie Larry. Mr. Larry is represented by Ms. Sheila Campbell. Administration is represented by Attorney Scott Richardson, who will assist the administration in its presentation. The law provides that the hearing may be held in open or closed session at the discretion of the employee. If the hearing is open, anyone, including the press, may be present. If the hearing is closed, only those who are involved in the conduct of this hearing may be present. Mr. Larry, do you desire the hearing to be open or closed to the public?
He said he desires it to be closed.
All right, so it will be closed. So at this time, if you are not party to the hearing or a member of that, then please leave the room. Open. Procedure will be for the administration and the grievance to present arguments regarding whether, as a procedural matter, the grievance is grievable. If the board determines that the grievance is not grievable, this matter will be concluded. If the board determines that the grievance is grievable, then the grievant will commence presenting the evidence of the substance of the grievance. The grievant will have 90 minutes to present the grievance. Both parties shall have the opportunity to present and question witnesses. That is a big old hornet on my water right there. Okay, sorry. At the conclusion of this presentation, the attorneys or representatives may make closing statements. Mr. Richardson, do you want to start, or?
Yes, sir. We will begin. It is the administration's position that the grievance is not grievable. In your exhibit packet I prepared for you, you should turn to page 39. You have your personnel grievance policy.
Did you get him?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All we'll say for that. Thank you, Mr. Wayne. In that policy 3.25, it defines a grievance, and the latter half of that provides that other matters for which the means of resolution are provided or foreclosed by statute or administrative procedures shall not be considered grievances. And it says specifically, no grievance may be entertained against a supervisor for directing, instructing, reprimanding, or writing up an employee under his or her supervision. Now, if you look at page 11 of the packet, I believe this to be the grievance that we are here on tonight. Allegations 2 and 3 relate to referral, the professional licensure ethics board, and an immediate removal from all head coaching positions, including the stipend that are associated with the position. Now, if you look at page 3, you will see the reprimand that was issued to Mr. Larry after our last hearing regarding Mr. Larry, where that hearing, which occurred on March 17th, where the administration recommended termination and the board modified to he would retain his teaching position with the decision of whether Mr. Larry Jr. could continue as head coach left to the discretion of the district administration. So it was up to the administration whether he could continue that his head coaching position. In the written reprimand, you'll see that the administration's decision was to remove him from those head coaching positions Formal reprimand was placed in his personnel file. I'm looking at the bullets at the bottom. Referral to the Professional Licensure Ethics Board. And then the last bullet was immediate removal from all head coaching positions, including the stipends that are associated with the positions. So you go back to 11, you see that's what allegations 2 and 3 of his grievance and some portion of allegation 1 of his grievance relates to. In fact, 2 and 3 appear to be copied straight out of the reprimand. So those are clearly not grievable because they're addressing the reprimand. And the reprimand is not grievable under the board's policy. Following the reprimand on page 6, you'll see he is filed a charge, which is his right to do, a charge of discrimination with the EEOC. And at the bottom of that first page, he provides the particulars of that charge, and it includes the last part of the first paragraph under the particulars are. Starting around April of 25, my pay was reduced by more than $1,000 per month. In the second paragraph, you'll see that he talks about lowered pay and docked pay and lost pay. So allegation 1 of his grievance, back on page 11. I'm flipping you back and forth a bunch, trying not to go too fast, but if you need me to slow up, let me know. He talks about losing pay benefits for something in class, and funds being taken out of his paycheck, leave issues, and compensation over drive time mileage. These are all pay issues that appear to be wrapped up in the charge. Which again, his right to file a charge of discrimination, that's fine, but that is, under your grievance policy, a means of resolution provided by statute, in which case it's not grievable. And just FYI on that as well. Page 4 and 5 of our exhibit packet, you'll see is an email exchange between Mr. Larry and Ms. Logan that addresses some of these pay issues. You'll see that the original email there is dated May 29, 2025. At the back end of your, or part of your packet are pay stubs and forms that have been submitted. That's just to let you know this is an active process in terms of this pay issue and what's going on there. So this, I'm not sure that this grievance is ripe as far as the pay issues. Particularly for, and identifies for this year. So for those reasons, we don't believe that this grievance is grievable and that the board should move second and find that the grievance is not grievable.
All right. Questions, discussions, thoughts?
Ms. Campbell may have a response to
Okay.
May it please the board, on behalf of Mr. Larry, we believe that this issue is grievable because it involves salary, fringe benefits, and other compensation under Arkansas Code 617-2301. Secondly, it is grievable because the actions that were taken by the board on 3/17 of 2025 recommended that Coach Larry would not be terminated from his position as coach, and that he would get a reprimand, and that reprimand was that he would never give a student the keys to ascend to a bus without teacher supervision. So he was called back to work, and he never was able to get due process on the issue that he would lose his stipend under a contract that he not recommend that his contract be modified. So, the fact that the superintendent reprimanded him, it was inconsistent with the board's, directive to the superintendent. So he has not gotten due process on these issues because he was not even advised that his contract with the school district and his stipends and his salary would be changed. So that is terminating a part of the contract that he did not agree to, and neither did the board vote on modifying his contract that had not terminated at the time. So we believe that these actions are agreeable. That they are agreeable in addition to the fact that his contract had not terminated. So according to the Attorney General, even under the Learns Act, if the contract has not been terminated, all items involving pay and policy issues that relate to pay are part of the grievance process.
Okay. We're allowed to move into executive session to discuss our finding, right, on that? To discuss whether we think it's a grievable offense or
We're allowed to
grievable.
discuss personnel issues in an executive session. If I may briefly, in your packet at page 1 and 2, I included the minutes from that meeting that reflect what the result of the board's decision was, what the modification was, the termination recommendation.
Yes.
And that's what I was reading from earlier. The decision of whether Mr. Larry Jr. could continue as head coach left to the discretion of district administration. With head coach comes the stipends for head coach.
That's how I remember it too.
If you lose the head coach position, you lose the stipends as well. And that whole contract was up for termination at that hearing. So, just so you know, that's the finding that's there. And Ms. Campbell's right. Usually salary and those kind of things are agreeable, but here because one, it relates to issues that have already been heard before the board, that are the subject of this written reprimand, and are also the subject of an ongoing process that's provided for by statute, the statute being Title VII. Those are our positions on why it's not agreeable.
Okay. Is there any opposition to move to executive session to discuss personnel?
So moved.
All right. We will return. Good job. All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting back into open session. We looked at our policies and looked at the minutes and the grievance request. And we've got do I hear a motion from the board?
Motion to dismiss grievance based upon 3.25 licensed personnel grievances.
All right,
Second.
got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There's no opposed. So we feel like we've already heard this grievance once, we made a ruling, and these things that you're bringing up again are not grievable. So the case is closed as far as the school board is concerned.
Okay, there was a second,
All right, is there any other motions before us?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you, man.